It's here, guys! The Master Grade EX, the MGEX Master Grade Extreme Unicorn Gundam Ver.Ka is here, and it's in a big, massive box. Box art on this is beautiful. I really love the box art for this kit. Very nice. As usual, it's a Ver.Ka box, so of course it's going to be really nice. Now, you guys have heard me talking about this kit quite a bit since it was released, and I've got my hesitations about it. I'm not super sold on it, but I am still very excited to check it out here. Of course, this kit is very expensive, and so I'm gonna let you guys know whether the kit is worth it, in my opinion, or not. But I kind of already have my feelings about this. I kind of think I already know where I'm gonna come down on this kit. But as always, just want to first start off by saying big thank you to USA Gundam Store for making it all possible, guys. So check the link down below to USA Gundam Store. I'm not sure if the pre-orders for this are currently sold out yet or not, but if not, get your pre-orders in. If you think you're gonna want to get this kit, get your pre-orders in right away, because chances are after the first initial run, if you don't get one straight away, you're probably gonna be waiting months, if not months and months, to get one later on if you don't get one right away in the first batch. So I would move quickly if you would like to get one sooner than much later. But so this video is just going to be covering the unboxing, and then I'll be live streaming the build, and then we'll do a review later, and then I am going to be painting it up straight away as well too. So normally these days, you guys know, if you've been watching my channel recently, that I usually do my unboxing and reviews all together, but because this is such a big kit and there's quite a lot of stuff in here, we're just going to do the unboxing for today. And then if you want to watch the live stream build of this, of course, just stay tuned later on. I'll be live stream building this here on my channel. And so before we get into looking at the box just in more detail, just a breakdown as to what this kit is. Master Grade Extreme is a new line, a sub-line of Master Grades that Bandai is doing, and this is the first one on the line. We don't know yet what the second, third, fourth ones are going to be, or if they're even going to make it that far in the line. But they're supposed to emphasize the extreme point of a particular kit. And the extreme point that they're emphasizing with this particular kit is the lighting aspect of it. So basically what this is it combines the lighting aspect of the Perfect Grade Unicorn with the little bit more detail and a lot more posability that the Real Grade kit had. So the Real Grade kit was very highly posable and fully transformable, but it was just in a smaller size. So if you wanted it in 1/100 scale, now you've got that. So certainly this is going to be a lot better kit for posing compared to the old Master Grade kit, which doesn't really pose very well. It's a bit of a brick. In my personal opinion, the old Master Grade still looks fantastic, but you can't really do a whole lot with it. So this is a kit you can actually pose and do action poses and everything with. But it also has the lighting gimmick that was before only available with the Perfect Grade or versions of the Real Grade, which are locked into one position, but we won't talk about that. So I'm excited. Let's get into it, and let's start off here talking about this box art. So in the front there, you're seeing the Unicorn Psycho Frame lighting up in a little bit of red and also green, because you do have the ability to choose the color of the Psycho Frame for this by switching the LED. I guess the actual Psycho Frame parts are just going to be plain clear, and then the LEDs can light up in either pink, reddish kind of color or in green, so you can choose whether you want to have just the regular version or the Final Battle version of the Unicorn. So that's very cool. And over here you also notice the kind of triple funnel shield there. You have all the parts to make that, so you'll have 3 shields and 6 beam Gatling guns in order to make that effect. So you can have the shields all mounted separately or mounted together like that in that kind of triangular formation, so that's pretty cool. And there's even more packed in this box as well too that we're not seeing here on the front of the box, but we'll see here once we get around to the sides. But just once again there in the background, you've got the Unicorn in Unicorn mode there in the background image, kind of very typical Ver.Ka style box art. Just looks really good. And I love the addition of this font here on the front for Master Grade Extreme. So it's transformable and luminescent and changing color. So, and just one other thing too that people are wondering about the MGEX line, are all the Master Grade Extreme kits going to be Ver.Kas? So we don't know for sure. I think it's a really good question. I think it's very possible that it could go that way, that the line will just be MGEX Ver.Ka. So we will be seeing other things too, like the RX-782 Gundam, or the Shinanju, or the Victory, or the Ball, of course, or something like that, if they were going to do another sort of basically kind of 2.0 version of the Master Grade Ver.Ka. Or they could introduce other Katoki designs into the Ver.Ka Master Grade line as MGEX kits, for example, like the XS Gundam, or a Katoki version of the Zeta or something like that, for example, something that could possibly happen as well too, I don't know. But here on the sides of the box, basically just the same kind of thing as what's on the front. So let's go around here to the bottom of the box. And again, it's pretty typical to a Ver.Ka style box. Got some specifications over here. A look at what is included as far as accessories. Like I said, the 3 shields, the 6 beam Gatling guns, the Unicorn's Hyper Bazooka, as well as the Beam Magnum and extra ammunition for that. So really wondering if those particular weapons, and I guess the Beam Gatling guns, are going to be new molds or just recycled from the old Master Grade Ver.Ka. I think very likely those are going to be recycled. Doesn't really bother me too much, but we'll see here once we get the box opened up. And then over here, a look at what the kit is going to look like in Destroy mode, lit up in both red and in green, and then some detail images here showing off some of the markings and everything as well. With this being a Ver.Ka, I can only assume that it's got plenty of markings included with this, as well as waterside decals, so I'm really looking forward to that as always. And over here, some text in both Japanese and in English. It says, a newly reborn Unicorn Gundam supervised by Hajime Katoki with built-in transformation and light-up gimmicks. So again, all the kind of stuff we've already talked about. Here's a look at the cage. It also comes with the MS cage, which again, I'm not sure how similar or different that's going to be from the previously available MS cage that was available with the Unicorn before. I think probably a lot of these parts are going to be the same. I think the difference is just going to be with the actual base plate down here, but we'll find out again once we take a look at the runners. And the flexible LED seat, I think that's meant to say sheet, as the LEDs are on this LED kind of ribbon sheet rather than wires like we saw with the Perfect Grade, so it's a little bit different how that's made. Then over here, as I mentioned, you can make the triple shield, and it comes with some extra stands for holding the shields and everything in there as well. So you got kind of everything you need to make that, which is pretty cool. At long last, let's finally get this opened up and see what we got here. There is our LED sheet, very cool, or our LED seat, as well as a separate box over here. It says it's marked, it's a LED unit specifically for this particular kit, Master Grade Extreme Unicorn Gundam Ver.Ka LED unit. So I'm guessing, I'm not sure what's going to be different about this and this. I'm guessing this is like more of like just like the battery housing and kind of stuff like that you'll need, other wires and stuff you'll need, other than just this part, which is just the part that goes in the actual Gundam. So we'll take a look at that stuff here in a minute. We also got over here, as I mentioned, the very extensive sheet of waterside decals, which looks like it has waterside decals, a bunch of them for the actual MS cage as well too, so that's pretty cool. And then just a big mess of runners, including our Psycho frame here. That's, like I said, all in clear. So the cool thing about that is you could paint that in any color you wanted if you wanted to do that, but then of course once you paint it, you'll have to paint it in a clear color or something if you want it to still be able to light up. And the LEDs are only going to light up in either pink or green. But underneath everything in there, we do have our manual included as well, which feels very thick. So there's quite a lot in here. Let me get some stuff moved out of the way. We can focus on this here on the front, just an image of the Unicorn mode with the Psycho frame lit up. So you'll see plenty of that LED light shining through the cracks in the outer armor, which is very cool. Around here on the back, just kind of some text about that. And I just am curious as to how many pages this is. 67 pages in total for this manual. So yeah, it's very thick. There's quite a lot in here. So there's going to be quite a lot to look at. Here on the front couple of pages, we just got a bunch of pictures of the kit, basically in different poses, standing there with it not lit up, the same picture we saw on the outside of the box. In Unicorn mode, lit up with green. There's with the funnel shields just flying on their own. You got it in Unicorn mode with the bazooka attached onto the backpack. Unicorn mode with it lit up in red. I keep switching between red and pink, I know, sorry guys, but red, pink, take your pick. Anyway, in the MS cage and just out, all loaded up. I do love the fact that this comes with plenty of the beam Gatling guns, because I love those as weapons for the Unicorn, and so I love that you get some of those included with this kit. Would have been nice if this was the full armor. It would have been like the full set, and it's very likely we will see a full armor version of this out sooner than later. But over here, something else that is included with this, you get a 1/100 scale figure of Banagher's father as well too, from the scene of like when he first gets in the Unicorn and Banagher's father dies basically. So you have a little figure of him from that scene, which is pretty cool. That's going to be included with this. On the next page here is getting into the parts list. So we have a bunch of parts with this obviously. So that's going to be going over a couple of pages of parts list. And then it goes into the construction of the battery pack for the LED unit, which looks the same or very similar to the one that was included with the PG. So you'll have that, how to plug the LEDs together, and then just starting off by building the base. So I wonder if we build up all of the cage first. Maybe at least we build up the main arm of the base here, because you got to put the LEDs through that and everything. So building up all of that. And then you start off with the chest of the Unicorn, so building the chest. And there's a whole bunch of LED work that's going to go into this. So yeah, I'm kind of wondering about how I'm going to assemble this and then disassemble it for painting. I'm almost kind of tempted to just assemble this without the LED unit in it at first, because it feels like it's going to be kind of a pain to get the LED unit out as for disassembling this for painting. But I'm gonna try. It's gonna be a pain, but for you guys, I will do it. All right, and so you got a whole bunch of construction and all of the things like parts of construction that have to do with the LED unit. It's all kind of highlighted in pink here, so just to check to make sure the LED ribbon is going through there as it's meant to be, so you kind of have to really pay attention to that. On the center pages here, we have an interview with Katoki Hajime. Basically, it's in Japanese on this side and then in English over here on this side. So great that you have that here in English. Just tons of information about this, getting that all from Katoki Hajime there. And then up here, a really nice illustration there in destroy mode. But then it's right back to business as you got loads more construction to do. Just kind of fast forwarding through that, and you got all the weapons, how to mount the weapons, how to do the transformation and all of that. I wonder if this is all going to include instructions on how to take it apart with the LEDs, kind of like the Perfect Grade had. But it looks like maybe not. It's just a whole bunch of instructions how to mount the different kind of shield mounts together, the stands for the shield, and how to make that effect and everything. And then here towards the end, it's just the color guide. You got the color guide up here at the top that is in Japanese and in English, and then the decal marking guide. So where all the decals are going to go on the mobile suit and the weapons, the shields, all the decals that are going to go on the MS cage as well. So yeah, lots to do with this kit. Let's just go ahead and get right into the runners. Alright, so here's just another quick look at that waterside decal sheet. As you can see, they're mostly in red, and then there's some gray ones on there as well, and then a whole bunch of white ones. So like the main markings there for the shoulder is going to be in gray, and then pretty much all these white markings I think are what's going to be going on the MS cage. And you do have some foil stickers here as well, which are basically just for the eyes and the different cameras, and then these little pink ones are there for the beam Gatling guns. And then you got these foil stickers here for the V-fin when it's in unicorn mode. You got those in yellow and in gold, so I guess you have the option of choosing which ones you might want to use for that. And you do have a few polycaps here on runner PC6 in gray. And then we've got our 1/100 scale MP1 hands here for some articulated hands originally from the Master Grade New Ver.Ka, and runner SB1 for some clear pink beam saber effect parts. Alright, then starting off here with runner A, which looks to be in 3 colors. We got some kind of basic medium gray over here, some dark blue throughout the center there for the feet and the backpack parts, and then some kind of gunmetal colors there for around the midsection of the body, and then a couple of parts there for the beam magnum. So it looks like the beam magnum for this kit is going to be an entirely new mold, or at least it's on a new runner anyway. Runner B here, also in gunmetal, is going to be some of the inner frame parts. You'll notice on this runner we do also have some hands, so it looks like you, aside from the articulated hands, you're going to have some fixed pose hands. It looks like closed fists and trigger finger hands, so that's nice. I personally prefer fixed pose hands, so I'm happy to see those on there as well. Runner C here, some more inner frame parts in gunmetal. We've got 2 of this runner. And the same thing here for runner D1 as well, including some new parts for the shields. And then we do also have runner D2, which is a copy of this section of the runner, plus 1 more set of those parts there for the shields. Runner E is going to be a bunch of parts here in white, including parts for the head, the V-fins, and then our pilot figures. There is seated Banagher figure, and then the figure of Banagher's father up there as well, which looks really nice. Runner F here, some more armor parts in white, a bunch of parts for the legs and skirting armor and all that. Runner G, some more white armor, and this primarily looks like parts all for the legs and maybe a couple parts on there for the beam Vulcans on the torso maybe. All pretty recognizable parts. A couple parts out there for the side skirt armor as well too. We've got 2 of this G runner. And the H runner, all of our white armor parts there for the arms, it looks like there. And then the beam saber handles, of course, 2 of those will need to go up on the backpack, but we've got 2 of this H runner. And then runner I is going to be our white armor parts for the shields, and so these are all new parts. We got 3 of this runner, of course, for all the 3 shields, and so yeah, new runner and a little bit different design there. Well, the design is kind of mostly the same, but the parts on the side are going to be a little bit different. So anyway, these are new parts for this particular version of the kit. And then we're getting into our inner frame parts, which are in a couple of different colors. So you got some runners over here that are in clear ABS plastic, and then these runners that are not quite so clear, kind of milky clear. These ones are in regular polystyrene plastic. So just to check which ones are reactive to UV light, the plain clear ones are not very reactive, whereas the milky clear ones are very reactive. Those light up really bright under UV light. So just to go through these, we've got runner J, and then runner K, I guess is probably the ones that go in the arms and legs, because we've got 2 of this K runner. And then runner L1 and L2, which is a copy of this middle section of the runner, but L1 has a section over here on this side, and L2 has a section over here on this side that are going to be slightly different. So those are all those parts. Then we do have some more just the plain clear, but these are not in ABS plastic. This would be runner M for the parts that are going to go inside the shield. So of course we've got 3 of this runner. And then runner N here in just a kind of medium gray color is our first old runner with this kit. So this is obviously weapons parts for the beam magnum as well as the bazooka, but as we saw, the runner A had new parts for the beam magnum, so I'm guessing maybe these parts are not going to be used, or at least some of them are not going to be used. But it looks like the bazooka is primarily just going to be all old parts here, so just for reference, this runner is originally from 2007. Runner O here also originally from the Master Grade Ver.Ka in 2007. These are these kind of teal bluish, kind of dark teal bluish kind of color parts for the ammunition for the beam magnum. Runner P here is our just main big base plate here for the kit. Runner Q here is just all the parts to make one beam Gatling gun. This is originally from 2008. And we've got 6 of those, so of course that means we've got 6 of this runner. And then runners R1 and R2 are conjoined here, but these are more just medium gray parts for the MS cage. And then as I expected, the upper part of the MS cage that actually closes around the unicorn is not new, so this is runner S here, back from 2010 from the original version of the MS cage, again, Master Grade Unicorn Gundam, so these parts are not going to be new in this case. Same thing here for runner T, just more parts of the MS cage from 2010. Runner U as well, just some of the larger parts of the cage here. And then runner W also, but one interesting thing about this is this has the addition of these other character figures over here that were, I believe, only added recently for like the Bandai Gundam base like exclusive version of the MS cage that was just started to be sold, I think, just earlier this year or last year, that included these figures of Banager, Audrey, Banager's dad, and then Marita Cruz there in her kind of trench coat outfit that we see her in at the beginning of the series. But then we get back into some new parts here for runner X1, some more parts for the MS cage. And then X2 is a copy of this half of the runner here. And then runner Y here is going to basically be like the base plate and extension arm for holding on one of the shields. So this is basically going to be like your stand for one of the funnel shields. And since we've got 3 of those, we've got 3 of this Y runner as well. So there you have it, guys, basically all the parts here for the Gundam and all the parts here for the weapons and accessories and the MS cage and everything like that. There's going to be a lot of stuff to build, so like I said, I'll be building this live. If you guys want to tune in, just make sure you're following me here on YouTube, and then also my Facebook page, Instagram page also, if you don't just want to make sure you don't miss those announcements of when exactly the live stream is going to be. I'm going to try to get started as soon as possible, so just make sure you guys stick around and watch for that update. But again, guys, big thank you to us at Gundam Store. Check the link down below, and thank you all for watching. Hope you're excited about this kit. I'm excited. I know people get kind of tired of the unicorn, but I love the design. I always love building a new unicorn kit, so I'll admit it. I can't wait to see how this kit is going to look. So till next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later. Bye bye.